Hello and welcome to Horror Rewind. This is Kelly Florence,
And this is Campbell Florence.
and we just got out of Escape Room. So, Escape Room just opened today. It's January 3rd, 2019. And if you don't know what it is, it's this escape room that is actually real and it's trapped these people and they have to try to survive. This review will be full of spoilers, so if you want to go in spoiler free, you might want to stop listening. So, I knew Deborah Ann Woll was in this movie. You might know her from True Blood. She played Jessica, and she's also in Daredevil and Punisher series on Netflix. And I recognize a couple of the other people. I'm going to have to look them up after this. Initial thoughts, Campbell?
It was a good movie. I like the plot twists in it. It was really good.
So, something that I was worried about was that it was going to be like a big con, like the whole thing, and nobody actually died, and the whole thing was meant to, just be like everyone was in on it on one person or something, but it didn't turn out to be that way. So, that pleasantly surprised me. The other thing, when it first began, I thought it was a little bit slow and the dialogue was kind of cheesy, so I was a little worried that it wasn't going to move forward, but it got interesting pretty quickly.
Yeah, it did. The initial scene of the escape room when they're going to the first room is really good.
Yeah, I like that, and all of the how they had to find the clues. The other thing I was worried about is that it's not as interesting to see people or watch people try to solve puzzles as it is to try to solve them yourself or to read about it, like in a book, for example. Like I know the Da Vinci Code, people love that book so much, but watching the movie isn't as interesting as reading about it. So I was worried that maybe it wasn't going to be as fun to watch, but it turned around for me, and I was interested.
Yeah. At first I was wondering when the movie was gonna become kind of a horror movie, and it did after a little while.
Yeah, and like I said, because the stakes were real and people were actually dying, that made it more interesting and involving than if it was just all a fake out for the sake of one person. But how about these kind of like multiple endings? I felt like the movie was over like five endings ago, and then it just kept going.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did. There were just all these endings, and then you think it ended, but then they add in three more scenes, and then after each scene you think it ends, then it finally ends.
So I'm not really sure. I don't know that I love the ending, and they set it up so that it's like it could be for a sequel, and but I don't know if we were supposed to know who the person is that's really like after Zoe, this main character, or if we're just supposed to wait and wonder. But I don't know. It was kind of strange.
I think I have an idea on who it might be because at the beginning her professor was saying get over one of your fears while you're on break, and then at the end the person said she got over her fear of flying. So
Oh.
I'm thinking that maybe it's her professor from the beginning of the movie who might be trying to kill her or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, that's interesting. And I do like how the thing that they were talking about at the beginning of the movie, like in class, about how things can't change if you watch them, kind of like a watched pot never boils kind of thing. I like how that came into play and she destroyed the cameras and stuff in that like hospital room. That was cool.
Yeah, also about the hospital room, I like how they had everyone's medical records and how it talked about each one of the people was like an only survivor from an incident.
Right. So that's what we didn't see two of the backstories until that moment. Well, we never saw the one guy's backstory, the guy who died first. And so I wonder, I mean, I guess it could come back into play. I mean, if they make a sequel, that he was actually the game master in on it to begin with. But it's sort of Black Mirror-ish because it's like these people, these really super rich people want to be entertained, and so they're paying money and betting on who can survive these extreme escape rooms.
Yeah.
Would you want to do an escape room for real?
Yeah, I think I would, as long as I don't die during it.
Yeah, not this kind of escape room, but maybe another kind. I know we have a couple here in town, and they're pretty popular. I know one is opening or has opened recently in London, and it's a Sherlock themed one, and it's actually the stars of the show have filmed segments for it and everything, and it's all Sherlock themed. So that would be cool. I hope to make it there sometime.
Yeah, that'd be cool to go to.
So we had some good previews ahead of time. There was one really scary preview. If you haven't seen it yet, go check out the preview for The Prodigy. I gasped. I may have jumped. I may have audibly screamed.
Yeah, I think she might have actually screamed, but so did like probably everyone else in the audience.
It was amazing. So I'm not going to give anything away. Go check out the trailer for The Prodigy. And then this trailer's been out for a while, but the Pet Cemetery remake looks amazing as well.
Yeah, it looks really good.
So we need to rank this movie on a scale of 0 to 10. 0 being you hated it, 10 being it's a perfect movie. What should our scale be?
Escape rooms.
Okay, so let's use the first escape room, the oven. How many escape rooms do you give Escape Room?
I give it about 7 or 8. It was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna give it a 7. I enjoyed it. I mean, it's not necessarily reinventing the wheel or groundbreaking, but it's a nice popcorn movie, and I would recommend it for a fun night out. And wouldn't it be fun to go see this movie and then actually go to an escape room, or vice versa?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
So until next time, Horror Rewind listeners, we'll see you in the horror section.
See you in the horror section.